Hello everyone, in this video we'll be learning about greedy method. A greedy algorithm, as the name suggests, always makes the choice that seems to be best at the moment. For example, if you have some input set, for example you have some input n set, okay, you'll have some items x1, x2, x3, and using this item you're going to give a solution. And whenever I'm going to give a solution, what I will do is I'll choose one item from the set at first stage, one item from the set at first stage, okay, that might give me a best solution, thinking that that might be my best choice at that moment. So for example, I might feel that x1 is going to give me a best choice. X1 may be the best choice. After that, say in the next stage, I might select x2, and both x1 x2 satisfies the constraint. Then I will make this will be my solution. And whenever I am making these choices, I always think that these choices might give you a globally optimal solution. Generally, greedy algorithms do not provide globally optimized solution. Next, we'll see in detail general method. This greedy method is a straightforward technique. Okay, greedy method, as I told earlier, it will be applied to n inputs. It will be applied to n input set, and our goal is to obtain some subset from this. It can be x1, x2, x1, x3, or x1, x2, x3, or many. Our aim is to get obtain a subset. Our aim is to get a subset that satisfies the constraint. It can be this, or it can be this, or but it has to satisfy the constraint. Okay, any subset that satisfies the constraint is known as feasible solution. So if this is your choice, or if this is your choice, any and which satisfies the constraint, then you can say that that particular solution, whatever you have obtained, is a feasible solution. Now, when you can tell that this is an optimal solution, okay, when you can tell that this is an optimal, if it, that is whatever solution you have obtained, if it maximizes or if it maximizes or minimizes the given objective function, then you can say that it is an optimal solution. For example, sometimes you can have several feasible solutions, and out of which you can take a best solution based on your criteria. That criteria says that you might maximize the profit or minimize the profit, anything. So if the objective function is to maximize the criteria, so then you might select whichever is the maximized whichever you might select the one that has given you maximum profit. Okay, that objective function can be anything. It can be minimization of a resources, or maximization of a profit, or minimization of profit, and so on. Okay, that is based on the problem to problem. There is an obvious way to find a feasible solution, but not an optimal one. The greedy method suggests that one can devise an algorithm that works in stage. It is a step-by-step method, we can say. At each stage, a decision is made. As I told earlier, you have set, and at each stage, first stage, I make a choice of x1. Okay, so at each stage, decision is made whether a particular input is in the optimal scene. Whenever you are making this, okay, this may be in the optimal solution, and this is called as subset paradigm. Each decision is made using an optimization order criteria. So whenever you are making a choice, you have to think about the criteria and make a choice. And such a grading method is also called as ordering paradigm. Let's see now the coin change problem. What's the aim of the problem? As the name suggests, you're going to find the minimum number of coins or notes needed to make the change. For that, I'll give you an instance. A child buys a candy valued at less than $1 and gives a $1 bill to the cashier. The cashier wishes to return change using the fewest number of coins. The cashier constructs the change in the stages like how I have shown in the figure. Okay, let's see the solution. First of all, let us consider uh, the available denominations for the cashier are like this: nickel, dime, penny and quarter. Each values like this: quarter equal to 25 cents, dime equal to 10 cents, nickel equal to 5 cents and penny equal to 1 cent. Now suppose that 67 cents is due to the child, then how he is going to give a change, but his aim is to give minimum number of coins. So here you can see that the objective function is minimum number of coins to give. Okay, now, so as I said, quarter equal to 25 cents, and dime equal to 10 cents, which I have already told, and nickel equal to 5 cents, penny equal to 1 cent. So he has to give 67 cents to the child. For that, what he'll do? So it is always better whenever you have a coins like this, you have to put it in to arrange it in the increasing order of the cents, increasing order of the coins. So now quarter is highest because it is 125, then dime, then nickel and then penny. This is of 25, this is of 10 and this 5 and 1. So 67 do. So first I will see how do I construct the change. 67 minus 25. I can take it as a 2 coins. Okay, that is quarter I can take 2 coins. So 67 minus 25 equal to 2, that is 50. So total 17 is remaining. So then 17 is the greater. So I cannot use quarter because as the quarter value is high, then I can among the remaining denomination D, that is dime, nickel and penny, I can use. Among this, which is bigger is 10. Always this is the normal way of giving the change to any customer. So 17 minus, okay, then 10 into 1. Then the number of coins this time I am going to take is 1. So which is equal to 7. Okay, which is equal to 7. Then 7 is remaining. How can I give change from the available denomination? That is, this time I can use only nickel and penny. So nickel is the bigger one. So try with that. 7 minus 5 into 1, which will give you 2. After that, 2 is the remaining one. So penny is having value 1. So 2 coins of penny I can give, right? 1 into 2, that is equal to 0. So the changes would be quarter is 2 coins, then dime is 1 coin and nickel 1 coin and penny 2 coin. I can give it to the child as a change. So minimum number of coins needed are so many: 3, 4, 5, 6. The first two coins here, what we have selected, that are quarters, as the value is highest, and then third is dime, 10 cents, then nickel, and finally 2 pennies are added to the change. This is how the cashier returns to the child. Now we will see the examples related to coin change problem. We all know that what is coin change problem. Let's recall that. Coin change problem is a problem in which there are some coin denominations using which we have to make change for the amount using smallest number of coins, or fewer number of coins. Our aim is to give a change using fewer number of coins. So that's why I have considered one example here. The available coin denominations are 1, 5, 10, 20 and 25. Our aim is to obtain the change for an amount s equal to 40, and remember, you have to make use of fewer number of coins. Let us first see the different solutions for this. Solution 1, that we always start to give a change with the largest coin denomination. So the largest coin denomination among this to give a change is 25. Okay, so using which we can get a solution that 25 you can take one coin, and remaining has to be 10 and 5. Remaining has to be 10 and 5. So totally we can use 3 coins. Can I tell that this is the optimal solution or this is the best solution? No. Okay, because our aim is to give fewer number of coins as a change. So that's why I go to a solution 2. Let us try different solutions and finally decide which can give you the fewer number of coins. If I use 20, I can give it 2 coins of 20. Okay, so 20 into 2 will take 2 coins. Then using 20 and 10 2 coins also I can take, and total it becomes 40, but it will take 3 coins. Solution 4, 10 into 4, so only using 10 I can give 4 coins. And solution 5, 5 coins. 5 that is solution 5 says that I can make use of 5. Okay, but you may have to use 8 coins. So these are the different solutions we can get for 20, but our aim is to use fewer number, that is our aim is to give fewer number of coins for as a change. So these are the feasible solutions, but which is the optimal solution that gives you that satisfies the objective function. What's the objective function? That is, you have to use a fewer number of coins. So the fewer number of coins is this. That is the second solution. So second solution will be the optimal solution.